Hi, everybody. Welcome to the next installment of Advent Reflections. Today, I want to start with a question. What do you think of when you think of God's salvation? How does God's salvation appear in our lives, in our world? What's it all about? In the Gospel of Luke, in chapter 2, there's the story where the angels appear to the shepherds in the field, and they announce to the shepherds God's salvation. And they say to the shepherds, "Do not fear, for I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people. For to you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. And this will be a sign for you. You will find a baby wrapped in swaddling cloths, lying in a manger." So the angels announce salvation, and they say the sign of this salvation is a baby in a manger. Now, there's a narrative going on here because salvation in the Roman world was um, shown through triumph and victory of an emperor. By contrast, the salvation that Jesus brings is revealed in a baby, complete opposite of what the Roman world imagined for salvation. And so I ask again, what do you imagine salvation is all about? Because this baby coming into this world who grows up to be Jesus brings salvation when he is moved with compassion for people who are suffering. He brings salvation when he reaches out to the outcasts, when he has a dinner party with all of the sinners. He brings salvation when he reaches out to the women in that world who were ignored and overlooked, when he lifts them up to be followers of him. He brings salvation by reaching out and reaching down, by making himself one of us. Salvation comes through the human touch of Jesus. And then for us, Advent is really all about the fact that God's salvation still comes as we continue the work of Jesus. Advent reminds us that to be people of God in this world, we have to do more than just talk about God's love. To be people of God's salvation in this world, Advent reminds us that it is in the simplest of gestures, of human contact, of human touch, of compassion and love. This is salvation from the ground up, not salvation like the Roman way from the top down. Let that be your reflection today and the rest of the Advent season as you think about Jesus, as you think about the story, as you think about what God's salvation is all about. Let this change how you think about it, and let it empower you and inspire you to be a part of that salvation you live. We'll see you next time for Advent Reflections.